it seems much longer.
No, they're 12 minutes each.
Yeah, they seem much longer. There's a lot going on.
So are there no
film,
commercials in it then? So it just goes from commercial to commercial.
No, when you watch on Hulu, are we real?
Okay, I'm one of them.
Quick one for you. Dan got back to DVR the same one as last year. Alright? So, I wasn't sure with the remodel, but we will give the same one as last year. And he's back to have that problem.
Which
Those have all access passes like they had last year.
We all have all access passes like we had last year.
Okay.
We all had all access passes last year.
Right, okay.
So, I will get a list together for them.
I just want to find out because I wanted to know if I needed to go and buy the after ticket or not.
Again, I'm pretty sure we also had all access passes last year.
I thought some were not, like we had like 10 or 12 all access and we had some.
Well, that's because we may have had more people.
yeah, we have to
than
go
not.
show up later.
Yeah.
And you're right.
So they're doing us a solid.
Yeah.
But I want to go up and see the Lords, you know, see how they sound with the big.
Even if it wasn't all access, I would get that taken care of.
Well, yeah, but you know, I don't want to make it any hassles.
Agreed.
Why is it not?
It looks a bit like a sex.
Well, I mean, if you take this thing on,
And that was,
This is a camping buddy.
yeah,
the flashlight.
right.
Larry's not a fan.
So it's not a pump?
It is a pump.
It is a phone.
Oh, so you can use it like air for your mattress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been getting it twice a year.
There's the pump.
It sounds annoying like a phone.
Blowjob.
Yeah. I do like that it's got like several.
But
It has
then
several-
it's otherwise a delightful light
You can make it very bright. Wow.
with that nice. But I like the one
Oh, you like kind of dim.
Well, you want a little kiss there, Larry?
yeah, sure.
We are rolling, huh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I suppose you should start the show
Hey,
then.
that sounds about right.
All right.
That sounds like.
Yay!
Let me make sure that everything's on. Hold on.
Be very excited.
It's been a while, so you need to.
You're gonna fuck up what you mean?
I need to make sure I don't fuck up. There it is live.
All right.
Never been a concern
It's not.
No.
It is frustrating when you like go half of episode
Hey, we're live on
and realize the sound is not on. That really drives me nuts. And it just didn't update, so I was almost sure it was gonna do it again. So it didn't do it this time. So what? Next time I'm gonna have a false sense of security.
Yep.
And then I'm just gonna turn it on.
So it's
And
gonna
boom,
switch to that
no
microphone?
sound.
Or
Yeah, what it
or
doesn't
the
do
camera,
is it-
or
Yeah, it will fail to change that microphone. It'll change to like something to monitor.
the one in your bag.
It
The
hates
one that's
me.
built into the mouth.
Yeah, the one that's
The one
listening
built into your.
into the Chinese malware installed in this house.
I like where you're thinking of the mouse.
I've been obsessed. So there's been a thing. Here, wait a minute. We'll just do this stupidity on the air. We can do this stupidity on the air. That's
All right.
But wait a minute. I'll do one. Live from the 6th floor basement, it's the Guys, Games, and Beer Show. Yay! All right, so as I was saying, I've been obsessed with the idea of Temu laptops. Because
This is not fun.
Because you can get a hell of a laptop for $200 off of Temu. I mean, like, you can go to Best Buy and get 4 gig.
Well,
I'm not
yes.
kidding. My niece got a 4 gig computer from Best Buy this year.
4?
I'm sorry, last year. Last year at Best Buy. Or you can go on Temu and you can get 16 gigs with a probably 512 gig, possibly 512 gig
yeah.
SSD. Might be less than that because it's just been formatted to look like it's 512. But who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? I'm obsessed
Once you get about 200 gigs
I keep trying to
like,
come
No,
up.
I don't know. It almost feels like it would be easier to just put 512 than to work like to finagle it so it looks like it.
Well, I tell the Chinese e-tailers that because that goes on a lot. It goes on way too much. But anyway, I don't think it is because I've only been able to see a couple of these Firebat laptops. I've only been able to see a couple. And I've heard a little bit. Have I told you guys about this before?
No.
No.
Okay, good. On Reddit about it, and they seem to say it's for $200, it's amazing. You know, don't expect it to do anything. But I did see some demos of it running a game, and then the hilarious part is the company then used that guy's footage in their advertising. They cut him out of it. And then they just used that as the background for their Firebat advertising. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out how I can get my work to buy one of these as research, because we have like budgets for this, and I'm always trying to come up with something.
You call them a hacker special? That is
right.
designed?
Well, the beauty of it is, I mean, you get this thing, and you don't have to go out and get your Chinese malware. It's baked right into the system.
Yeah,
it's
that's
awesome.
true.
It's awesome.
So once you replace the memory in the hard drive and something else, it's still probably on the processor and the graphics
I'm gonna
card.
guess you cannot replace anything on that thing. I'm
Everything-
gonna guess everything's soldered onto the
Fire-
main board.
Every one
Like
of these
5-year-old
chips
kids.
has
There you go.
something.
You
Send
got
it
some
back to
Firebat. You gotta get the laptop though, because the Firebat laptop is amazing.
Wow, I've never heard of these guys before.
Probably because they're rebadged, or probably because they're scam artists. But they've been on for a couple of years. And I hear they're a bigger company in China, but that doesn't mean anything. Because if you sold peanuts and put your name on it, you'd still outsell your American market, because there's lots of Chinese people who might
Okay,
buy
it's
some
really
cheap
well reviewed,
peanuts.
dude.
I know, but I don't trust Timo reviews either. So,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
how
that's right.
much-
512 terabyte SSD,
yes.
16 gigs of DDR4, 16 gigs of DDR4,
Right.
and Windows 11 already installed.
I mean, they're not being insane. They're not saying DDR5.
No,
they're not
no,
saying
it's DDR4.
They're not making up something. They're not saying it's DDR7.
Yeah.
They're not saying it's Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
They're saying DDR4. That's reasonable.
It's got an Intel
For something
CPU.
that works.
It doesn't say which one. It doesn't say
I know what
which
it
one.
is. It's an atom.
It's the Atom.
It
It's
is.
an atom.
Or a Celeron. No, it's
Celeron.
a Celeron.
It's a Celeron,
It's a
yeah.
Celeron, which Celeron's not really sold as Celeron
I know.
anymore. So that's
They're
the whole
using the
process.
naming
Oh, or maybe there was a
I don't know.
dual
They don't tell you.
Pentium.
What's that? Yeah.
The Pro.
I mean, it's a 4-core. I mean, you know.
It is. I think it's
I
very
gotta
reasonable.
tell you, for that price,
I know. So
it's a throwaway.
my the sysadmin tells me, I really want to kind of play
You
with
buy
this.
these to run your drug business, and then if you explode them,
It's a throwaway, right?
yeah,
So-
when you're being raided.
Then you can't be Al Capone, you know?
Exactly.
So Asher sells this thing where you can it markets this thing where it's RDS, but it's right to the desktop. In other words, you boot right into your remote desktop. So it basically turns it into a thin client, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the sysadmin is telling me about this, and then he stops a second. And he's like, "Oh crap! You're gonna buy a Firebat to do this?"
Yeah.
Heck
one
yeah.
shot.
Yes, I am.
Heck yes! Yes, we're doing it! Let's buy a stack of Firebats and get them going! Got it! This episode is brought to you by Firebat. Firebat. All the malware, half the price. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see what that comes loaded with, dude. All right, hey, so I'm almost finished this beer, so I'm getting ready for another one. So we should probably do something here.
That's a good segue, too. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. We'd be such a better podcast if we just did it like once a month.
I have
The
missed it.
energy
Haven't been here
goes.
for a month.
I know, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
it's been
We
a
got
month.
so much. We're like so in there today.
Hey, all right, so
We're in. Bring it in.
Ryan, what do we have? Or Larry, I don't care who does it. I'm not going to.
Well,
All right,
I'm gonna hand
Tom's-
it to you. You bring
Tom,
it
you
in.
do not
Somebody's gotta
seem
hand
very
it out,
excited.
No, it's a Mexican lager.
Or you just
I
want
can
the
try it
beer?
out. I just want a
You
beer.
just want the beer. Okay.
This one's empty, or almost empty. So we got something from our buddies over at Eagle Park.
Remo?
It's
Is that right?
All right,
Rigmo?
Gitmo.
Gitmo style.
Oh no, Ritmo.
Ritmo.
Ritmo,
All
not
right,
Gitmo.
Mexican style lager.
That's-
It's a 4.4, so pretty light drinker.
Yeah, that is a light drinker. I'm good with that.
Refreshingly light and sweet and crisp Mexican
Oh.
style lager. All right, so there you go.
Pilsen malt and fine corn flaked
With
corn.
a hint of baked corn.
Oh,
Wow.
Flaked?
flaked
Flaked.
corn.
Yeah.
I am going to say that
bastards can't read anything.
while I generally do
It's
not
red
like...
on red. Don't print red on red. We've had this discussion.
It's not red on red. It's orange on red.
Even worse.
It's not worse. It's
All right,
not good, though.
Let's see what we got here.
And this is out of.
All right, I was going to
mosquito
say something
Wisconsin.
very observant about this damn stuff, and you guys just walk right over me.
All right, what's your?
You know I've been
thing?
stuck in this fucking house for like 2 months.
You have
Yeah.
actually, dude.
COVID,
Oh.
kidney stones.
Was it
So
this
I got
size?
back to work for 1 day before the kidney stones kicked in, and my doctor said you can't go back until the 16th. And I didn't turn in the fucking thing
How
because
many
nobody ever
days
asked
in?
for it. And I started working yesterday because I did not want to stay in the freaking house any
Anymore.
longer. And let me tell you, me wanting to go into work, that's something. You know I've been cooped up for a very long time.
How many days into you remembered you had not taken a shower?
I haven't taken one, sorry. No.
Okay.
That explains it.
That look on your face is the same look.
Yeah, I was like,
I thought it was my comment, but it was just a joke, guys. I took one yesterday. Come on.
it's not great.
Not great.
Well, it's definitely light.
Wow.
It's light, but I don't.
That's
Not what I expected.
what the hell is that? Wait,
It
is
has
it?
light rubber taste.
I gotta wipe this out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the.
There's a weird taste on the back end there. That's just.
Yeah.
It's the cornflakes.
That's
The cornflakes.
Do you remember red, white, and blue?
Oh God. A little bit.
There is, isn't there? There's a little. It's not fully there because it's not as watery. But
I'm not sure what's not quite right on this one for me.
You know what I
he was utterly out zone. And all of a sudden,
You know, it's like
Oh,
it's
man.
an apparition of a beer. So you like know that there's beer there, but you can't quite grasp it.
So it's there's nothing on the front end, then all of a sudden in the middle I get a bunch, and then I get nothing on the back end. Maybe a little aftertaste, but
so are you
That's
saying
what I
this
mean.
is like
It's
beer?
kind of like
an apparition.
I said back. I did mean middle.
Are you
You
saying
meant
this
the
is
middle.
beer hell? Is that what you're saying?
It's weird because there's
no, it's just I don't know. It's like did I
when
eat
it's
beer?
when it's in your mouth when you actually have a mouthful of it,
Yeah.
but then it's like that initial going in and once it's gone, it's gone.
It is
Um,
gone.
I will
there
say
you go.
it's getting a little bit better as I drink
But
more of it.
you know what though, and
That first
maybe
sip
that's
was
the
weird,
spirit.
well, that could be 'cause we had a lot of sweets before.
That's what I'm
It's
wondering
true.
if that didn't throw it.
if that's the spirit of like what a Mexican lager is. So I'm probably on a warm day. This is probably not. It's certainly not going to be very heavy.
No, God, no. This is like
So
you said,
like
this
I
is
mean,
almost red, white,
if you
blue.
think like
Yeah.
the Corona, or if you ever had like
It's definitely not a Corona.
Land
It doesn't
Shark.
have that bite. I
Yeah.
love
you
it.
know, it's a
That
land-
stuff's great.
Yeah, but you don't understand how light that is.
Right.
It does have a reminiscent flavor. There is a little bit of that in there. It's just not.
I will admit,
That's
as I'm drinking it more, it's getting better.
It is better after I've.
Yeah, it could be we had a little bit too much sweet in front of it.
But it
At first it
Hell,
tastes. Alright,
cleanse beforehand.
so at
fellas.
first did it just taste like a corn chip to you? It tasted like a corn chip to me.
Well,
right?
initially
at first.
Frosted Flakes.
At first.
But
Ouch.
now it's a little more like just a corn flake.
As I drink it more, I'm getting a little bit better with it.
Yeah.
That first sip just hit me weird. All right. Yeah.
It still doesn't. Well, and maybe this is just my desire to have a more full-bodied beer that it just feels like
It's a little too light.
a little too light.
I mean, even a 4.4, that's light for a 4.4, or taste-wise, it seems light for a 4.4.
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, 4.4 is not that low.
It's starting to head towards Miller 64.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it's that flavorless. It is what would I call it? If you're being kind, you'd call it a refined flavor. I don't hate it because it's not overpowering, And it definitely does have a flavor in there, and it is nuanced. It's just like the volume's turned down really low.
Yeah.
Right? If you would describe it as
We've turned it
as
down to
music,
1.
It's like, yeah, it's not. It's definitely.
You know, you
flavor.
can go up to 11. 1's enough.
Do we have a 1.5?
Yeah. All right, well, let's start the obvious questions. Okay. Tyler, party cooler?
Depends on the party and what point I'm at. A good beer, like I've been drinking all day and need to calm down,
Yeah.
this probably would work. Or like Larry said, on a hot day, this would probably be nice and cold and just like, okay, cool. So, we're having a party in the middle of summer, I'll take this.
All right.
Or if it's late in the night and I'm like, ooh.
I need to sober up.
Yeah.
All right. Larry?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It probably wouldn't be my first choice at the beginning of the day, but you know, as things go on, and
Yeah.
it probably would. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same qualifier. If I'm at a party and it's and I want to kind of taper off a little bit, I'd grab this out of the party cooler. Now, that also being said, I think better at a warm day than it's not a cold weather beer. It's a warm weather beer. Rob, how about you, party cooler?
Yeah, preferably at a beach. That cooler's sitting on a beach.
Ryan, did you get to say?
He didn't have one.
I'm not drinking this.
Oh.
He's doing that whole one that
Dry January.
dry
Dry
January.
January.
Then we can go crazy the other 11 months.
Thank you.
That's right.
I'm wondering, is that like
That's probably how it works.
not to sidetrack yet
Probably.
again, but does that really offset the 11 months of drunkenness that you do?
It's
Not judging, just say it doesn't. Can I-
Maybe this
a smidge.
The liver needs some time to recover.
Is this along with my didn't go to a strip club, so I'm going to heaven theory?
Yeah,
Does this go with that one?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Rob, party cooler?
I think if it's hot out, I think part of this beer is it's got to be warm out.
It's
you
a
know?
beach beer.
It's an outside beer. You know, I've grown from very worried about it at first to thinking you could, if you had to get work done or something all day, you could drink this.
Oh yeah.
Straight through.
It could be a good work beer.
It's a good work beer. Power tool beer. It's a solid work beer.
Power tool beer.
Or I agree with this. I agree. It's also a sober up beer.
Yeah. You know what? The more I drink it, the more I'm liking it.
Oh, it tapped the brakes.
Oh, there you go. Tap the brakes beer.
Exactly.
Because that's what I was thinking, like, I'm being social, I want to have something to drink as I'm talking and stuff.
Right.
But I can't go with a
12.
Koji or something like
I
a
already
49.
had 6 milk stouts.
Yeah. All right, well, the next question. You're at the pub?
Highly unlikely.
Larry, pub?
That depends where that pub is.
Oh, if it's on the beach, right?
Right.
Yeah, if I'm at the pub, I'm not ordering it. It's a little too light for a pub beer.
Yeah.
Rob?
You
Even
know
if I
what?
want to sober up, I don't go to this kind of stuff.
You know what? If I'm out with the missus, you know, out on a date night. Or
You
something,
just been kayaking.
This is-
you roll up onto
This is
A
this
beach
is
bar.
this you know, because you don't want to be you don't want to start out for a good night with the missus and then you're totally fucked up, and then and you ruin the rest of the night because you're way too fucked up for her to bring anywhere else. This is good. This is a good beer for that. You can have a couple, maybe 3 of these
Oh, at least.
before it would even slightly hit you.
Probably.
See, that's your 4th one. Yeah, but come on.
Yeah, I'm sure drinking water.
Hey.
No, it's solid. I mean,
You don't act drunk, but
I've already.
I know it's in there.
I'm already about halfway through the can. I mean, it's an easy drinker.
It is easy drinking.
It's not bad. I mean, I'm okay with it. Like I said, I wasn't quite sure at first. So here's my thing. I was comparing it to more like a Modelo or something along those lines, and that's very different to this. So
Well, I think Modelo is even different from Corona. You know.
Oh,
as
God,
far as,
yes.
like,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
but I
This is
consider
more towards Corona.
I consider Modelo a good Mexican lager.
Yeah.
So this is,
Modelo.
yeah, this is quite a bit different from that. It's not that it's bad. It's just very different. It's not what I was expecting.
What defines a Mexican lager?
Corn.
So Budweiser is out.
No, it's not. It's not corn. It is just. It's usually a pilsner type beer, but it's okay. It's solid. All right. Well, let's see what we actually think about this one.
I'm sorry, I was gonna claim it, but
In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so a couple of them. But we're okay with that.
I think it turned its life around.
I think it did too.
Oh, this was initially going to be just a thumbs down.
I
So
was-
it really
no,
did.
No, honestly, on my first sip, I was pretty much thinking thumbs down too. But seeing as I've almost finished this can, it's growing on me.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't order it. How can you give it a thumbs up and you wouldn't order it
It's not a pub beer.
at a pub?
It's not a pub beer. This
And I
is
agree with that.
a beach beer or a
I don't know
summer
if you
party
gotta-
beer
like,
or
the
I want
question
a
is
sober
me,
up beer.
For me, a thumbs up. I am ordering it. I will order it in a restroom. This is awesome. I always want this.
No, I mean thumbs up just means it's okay.
But it's like,
All right, Judge Rob.
You're an easy grader.
I am an easy grader. Trust me on this one. All right, Rob. Let's pass verdict on Eagle Park Brewing Company's Ritmo Mexican style lager.
On the charge of being a dirty son of a bitch, I find you guilty and sentence you to
Drinking.
I tell you, I don't know if I can trust any of your reviews.
Oh, jeez.
Like anybody trusts any of my reviews.
Yeah, like,
Like,
well,
Like-
guys, games, and beer said you were
thank you. That this
Like
beer-
three gavel.
like, for example, like if you had your favorite game from 23.
I wouldn't trust my review either. All right. Wow, that was a really nice segue. Though.
It was a good
I mean, that was a
segue.
really good segue. Give him that one. All
He
right.
spends all week writing these.
He did. He does.
Yeah.
It's like, how can I work this into the show?
He's got notes in his pocket.
All right. So with that beautiful segue, Rob, what's the show really about tonight?
Hey, well, it's my favorite game that I played in 2023. Note that there's no rule that says it has to be a 2023 game. So
It's
if
just
you
something
discovered something from years ago that you suddenly liked this year and you never played it
Which
before,
may have been
well,
the case for me
it's
this
fair
year.
enough.
I've never played Atari Pac-Man.
Yes.
But
It's
not-
amazing!
It's not gonna make the list.
I played it
That's
all
true.
damn night.
All right.
All these other games were Call of Duty, and I don't know what else.
Who wants to
I don't
start
even
this
know what
mess
else I would
out?
pick on.
Wow.
Nobody wants to talk-
Don't
well, that's the
all
end of the show, folks.
Well,
I'll see you guys next
I've
week.
talked about it before, so I'll talk about it. So when I think about it, it's like, oh, what's my favorite game from 23? I guess I have to, like, kind of like, well, I got like 60 hours into this game. I guess I probably
That might qualify
It
for your
is on the
favorite.
top of the list of the number of hours, and it's Dicey Dungeon.
Oh, so yeah, you're still going
Yeah, I'm
strong on that
I'm
one.
still playing.
Hey, you
All
mentioned
right.
that a little while ago. And I
Yeah,
saw it on,
yeah,
I saw it
I'm
online,
like-
I thought earlier. Not today, though.
Four things left from completion.
Wow. All right.
And that's it's really struggling on these last things, but the other 30 some I got through. So
So tell people what Dicey Dungeon
So-
is again.
it's at its base. If you look it up in the description, it is a card builder roguelike. Right.
That is a very succinct description of this game.
Yeah. So basically, you're trying to get to the boss at the bottom level, and you go through several levels. And as you're going through, you build your character with cards, mostly. Sometimes there's some other abilities or something like that, but mostly you build cards, and then you play the cards. And the way to play them is the monetary system, so to speak, the ability to play them. You don't get to just play them. You have to have a dice that supports being able to play it somehow, and so you end up getting like some of it's luck there that when you get a dice roll, right? So you got 5 dice or whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, I didn't get a 6, now I'm kind of screwed. But but sometimes you work around that, and the thing that probably kept it most entertaining is that there's 6 different character types, and all the character types are very different in their mechanics, right? So the first one is like a warrior, first level, it's considered easiest. And it's just basically, smash and bash, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That makes a lot of sense. That's easy. Later on, you like the one is a robot, and like as he's rolling, his CPU's getting hotter, so to speak. And if it goes over, then it explodes in errors.
Oh, no.
and then your turn's over, right? But as long as you stay under, you can keep going. So if you had 1, 1, 1, 1, you could keep going
Right,
for a
roll
long
it.
time. But if you had 6 and then 6, your CPU explodes. You know,
That's
so
pretty cool.
it's a very different dynamic. You know, and then you have another one that's a witch that's casting various spells. You know, that you need to pick up and stuff. And all the mechanics work very different. The mechanics of the bad guys work kind of different between them. You know, they have cards of their own that, you know. The other thing is, whatever the base mechanic is, then each character gets 6 dungeons, and every one of the dungeons then gets messed with the mechanics get messed with for each of the 6 other dungeons. So one of that character, level 1 of that character, may be completely different than level 3 of that character. They're like maybe a completely different thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean, gameplay there.
There is a lot of gameplay there. It's cutesy. I don't really get into the storyline. I don't know. Somehow you're part of a game show. You're a regular person. You've been turned into a dice, and you're trying. You're trying to win the car or something, but you never do. You know.
You didn't win it yet?
And the cake is a lie.
What?
And the cake is a lie.
And the cake is a lie. Yeah.
Cake is always a lie.
Right. You know. So it's like, you know, but I don't know. It's real easy to play, and because it's turn based. You know, if you're watching like a football game or something like
Right.
that, you can kind of pay attention to the game, and then you kind of go back.
So
to
it's right. So you don't have to
Yeah.
constantly. It's not a Twitch game or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
That's one of the reasons I've always kind of like turn-based games in general. Is I don't have to pay attention. I can stop, so I can.
You can walk away from
I
it.
can walk away. I can watch. Like, I watch a lot of sports while I'm playing.
Oh, my
video
boss
games.
is calling.
No, there's that.
Yeah,
You know,
that too.
Boss is calling.
Hard to do that on FPS.
So yeah, so this game was just really, and I just like randomly sort of landed on it. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like this game is really cool. You know, I think it was recommended because I like the. I'm not gonna say it right. Slayer of Spires.
Oh, Slay the Spire.
Slay of the Spires. Yeah. So I would play that a lot.
Right.
And so I think Steam said, "Hey, you know, you might want to check this out," and it wasn't wrong.
Okay.
So-
I do want to check this out.
right. In fact, it sucked other people into my
Yeah, I'm
vortex.
40 hours in, and but I understand the whole. I don't have many games that you can just like start and then like put aside, and then grab it 3 minutes later and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this." You know, like
Yeah.
because there's been a couple times where because I play on the Switch, I'll just turn the Switch on and be like, "Oh shit!" I was halfway through the round, and I'm like, "Did I stop playing because I knew I was not gonna make it?" Or I was like, "So yeah, I'll try to figure out how to get through the level or whatever."
I think I was probably 50 hours in when I discovered that, yeah, I suppose I could just cancel out of this one. And I always play them to my death.
Oh, like, yeah. I guess you could just end, like, I'm not going to win this one, so I might as well go.
Because sometimes you get down in health.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I got 4 health left. And I got to go through a bad guy. There's no way I'm going to go through a bad guy. If I did get through the bad guy, I would go to full health.
Right, but you aren't
there's
going to.
no
It's
way
not
I'm going to
happening.
get through. And so you can just kill the game.
Right.
But I always
I
just
never
play
thought
it
about
through.
I should do that's.
I mean, there's something to the
Well,
struggle.
what if you get a good roll? The 4
It-
rolls
it-
you did in
It's
a row.
possible to get through.
It's
It's just
almost
not
impossible.
likely. It's not likely. All right, who's next?
I'll go.
All right, go ahead.
So, I don't think I've talked about it on the show. I've talked with some of you, but the game that I've been enjoying playing this year came out in 2020, and it's called Phasmophobia. So the whole premise is it's either you and up to 3 of your friends, or random people on the internet, are ghost hunters, and you have to pick a map to go to investigate a ghost. And you load up, and as you progress, you can get better equipment, but you have the base things you can check for. So you have things like ultraviolet EMF, like ghost writing, and you have to get all this evidence to figure out what the ghost is. There's a catch. The ghost can change rooms, And as you're in the building, you start to lose sandy. Different ghosts have different points. So at a certain point, sandy, it starts hunting you, and you have to run and evade it. And it's a lot of fun because you can. Generally, when I play, me and Brad play a Nightmare. So each ghost has a total of 3 evidence. 3 of all the different types of things you can collect. This one, you only get 2. So that means in the list that you have, it'll say like it could be these 5 or whatever with 2 evidence you find, so you're not sure. So you have to get the ghost to actually hunt you to be able to tell the differences between the ghosts. Certain ghosts move faster when they can't see you. Certain ghosts can move quicker when they do see you. Certain ghosts move quicker when they're near active electronic equipment. So you have to start learning the patterns of the ghost. Now, the other fun thing is they also have cursed objects in the game. So there's a Ouija board, voodoo doll, a monkey paw, summoning circle, and stuff like that. But they add a little bit of chaos because each time you use them, your sanity generally drains. But they can also be kind of crazy because with the voodoo doll, it has all the pins pushed in. And as you go through it, you're pulling them out. If you pull out the one on the heart, it immediately starts hunting you. Wherever it is, wherever you are.
Wow.
And when it hunts, all the exterior doors shut and lock.
So you evade only.
Yeah. And yeah, because you don't even trap or do anything else. You're just trying to identify it and make it through. But you can also do things like fuck with your friends. Like you take the Ouija board and say, hide and seek. The ghost starts hunting immediately. Or you can wish to trap the ghost with the monkey paw. And if you know the room the ghost is in and your friend's in there, all the doors to that room shut.
You know, this is a side point or side idea, but have you ever mused about like constructing the perfect ass to a monkey paw so it can't fuck you over?
I have. I
The
thought
monkey's
about
ass.
that. But it is a lot of fun.
Hi, Darius. Hi, Bradley.
It's,
Hey guys!
It's a lot creepier if you play on your own. Like when you're on your own, it is literally like, oh fuck, you don't know what's gonna happen. Playing someone else just makes it a lot more fun. Also, it does have VR support, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Oh my.
That's nice.
But it's a lot of fun. I've been playing a lot with Brad. They do different game modes and stuff. Like one of the ones where it was the ghost had like 100% increased speed, but so did you. But so certain ghosts could still catch you. So it's a lot of fun. We've also done like no evidence ones where we don't get any evidence. We just have to figure out how it hunts what it is.
Wow.
And then they also do events like for Christmas. They had an event where they had all these little dancing snowmen that you could go around and kill. And if you killed all of them, the ghost started hunting, but it turned into like Frosty the Snowman or something.
Trying to get a sense.
Like that.
What's the graphical style on this?
Think of like, God, I can't remember the thing. What is it called? I can't remember.
Is it more modern graphics or like 16-bit or?
Modern.
Okay.
More modern, so like 3D models and stuff.
And then is it real time that everything's happening in?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything's real time. So basically, you show up with the truck, you have different equipment in there. Because you have things like incense that you can light, and if you're being hunted by the ghost, they'll stop it for a few seconds, depending on the level you have, and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of fun, and you can really fuck with your friends in it too, and it also can just be very chaotic because the ghost can keep moving and suddenly start hunting. You're like, oh shit, because like the demon can hunt at any point, at any level of sanity. There's actually a really rare cheat in the game where you die to the demon within the first minute.
Well, joy.
I feel like there's a few concepts that are mushed together in this. Kind of a little bit of Cthulhu, you know, with the Cthulhu role playing was about sanity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sanity.
exactly.
Yeah, I thought
And
about
then,
that.
but I'm
too.
also thinking Atari Haunted House, right?
Yeah.
Like, a couple different elements in there.
They just remade that again.
And it's fun too because you have equipment like flashlights, and if you accidentally forget to turn your flashlight off and you're hiding, it will find you.
Because your flashlight's on. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
And there's certain doors, like if you hide in a closet, they'll try to open the doors, and you got to make sure you shut it, otherwise they'll get in and get you. And some hiding
That
spots
mechanic
are,
shouldn't be the reverse. That if you turn your flashlight off, they find you.
but you start losing sanity then too, so your sanity gets even worse. And certain ghosts will have different abilities too, like the poltergeist throws a lot more objects, but they also do a thing where they will spawn in a room and just throw everything near them in a big thing and it drops your sanity down and stuff. And so you have to learn those patterns. Like, there's one ghost, I can't remember which one, is the only ghost that can interact with exterior doors. So if you see something moving it,
Right, you know
what
that
it
go.
is. Yeah.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun. Like, there's one ghost, like the Dion, I think it's pronounced or something like that. It's fun. We love it because it's a stupid ghost. Because if it's not near you, it's like one of the fastest ghosts. But as it gets closer to you, it gets really slow, so you can just slowly walk away from it. But it also, you can't hide from
See
it.
ya.
So if you haven't gotten all the evidence
Yeah.
and you're hiding, you're gonna die.
So once you have the evidence, you have to like just leave. And then
Yeah, you
it
mark
goes
it in
and
your
then-
journal, and then you can leave.
and it lets
Hey,
you know
get
whether
the
or no you
hell
got
out.
it right or not.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
So
now it's a little bit like
What?
Clue. Like you found
See,
the
open
pieces
another
and you've
one.
chosen the wrong
Not bad.
the wrong type based
Give
on
it a this.
Yeah, and then
Or-
you get money for being correct, and that's how you use to keep buying items because you get upgrades for items.
Oh.
And then also there are reusable items, like you have the incense, like you use those, you have to buy them again.
Right.
You have medication to help increase your sanity and stuff.
I
You
feel
also
like you can reuse incense.
No, you gotta read.
That's
you
why you
gotta
have to buy
buy.
'em.
You gotta buy new
Right.
ones.
Oh, okay.
and they have crucifixes where if you put them in the ghost room and it's in range around the crucifix, it'll burn the crucifix instead of hunting that time. So you can give yourself a little bit more time. And each time you play, you have different challenges like get a picture of the
Well,
ghost, smudge it
Jesus
with the
because
incense,
sacrificial
or
lamb.
things like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
And they're releasing new maps, and with the next big patch that they have coming out, they're gonna have
So good active user base.
yeah. Active users, the developer actually does streaming with a guy that Brad had shown me, and they play with them and talk about games. Like, you made fun of them in one of the videos to watch, because on the campsite one, you could there's a glitch where you could open the tent and have it lift you up in the air, so you can just avoid the ghost completely.
So, is it on Steam? Or?
Yes, it is on Steam. And it's only like $10 or $12.
And,
Well, that's a
you
good
can
price.
and you can solo play it.
Yes, you can. And again, you can make your own custom games, just different attributes like, okay, no evidence, and the ghost can start hunting, right? Like, things like that.
What was the name of
there-
it one more
is
time?
the solo then a
Phantasm.
campaign?
No, it's just, you
Phasmophobia?
select the
It's
map and go.
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia. All right. All right, Ron. What do you got for us?
Well, it was a mixture of what I was playing with this past year, and it wasn't a lot other than Dicey Dungeon.
Yeah, 40 hours. You're getting up there.
Yeah,
It's a quality game.
and that's just to like sit there. I mean, that's not even like spending time to go sit down somewhere. That's literally just grabbing the Switch, sitting on the couch, and going. I mean,
A few
that,
minutes here, a few minutes there.
yeah. And then you find out that 40 hours adds up real quick. But I guess for me,
How many
like
things
that-
you got to unlock? How many things have you beat?
Oh. If each one has 6, I'm probably like 20.
Oh, okay.
Like 2 to, I think 2 of them I almost have completed.
Oh, okay.
And the other ones I have like 2 or 3 completed of the 6 challenges or something like that.
Tell you what, man. I was like,
I mean, like the
I
first.
probably got like 30 hours into like completing almost everything, and this last like 10 have been like.
Yeah, some are really challenging. It's like there's a couple that like if you don't get past the first level with certain things,
Yeah, you're done.
I'm like, because sometimes the cards that you get are like they're a big part of where you're
How
at.
you
But-
turned up, yeah. How
But
you
for me,
ended up.
what did the Evercade show up last year? The EXP.
I believe so.
So
It was
that
a
the
long
beginning
year.
of the year or whatever, and
Yeah.
it was delayed.
It was a big
so,
year.
so I would say, unfortunately, a lot of my gameplay this year has been a lot of everything. It kind of reminded me of going back to just putting cartridges in and playing like, a little bit of every game. But of the Evercade stuff, for me, it was, I told you, Full Void was the
Yeah, you finished that, right?
old, flashback / Another World, Out of This World, Commodore Amiga games, because they kind of had that unique graphic style where it was not a lot of colors, but they kind of used movement as more of the gameplay. And I think Full Void just kind of was like every day I just grab it and get, if there's like 60 screens, I do like 5 a day.
Wow.
So it was like, because they're all puzzles, and you're figuring out the puzzle to get from one room to the next and
Then you can do the old Evercade waltz where you save,
yeah,
save wherever you want.
Uh-huh.
I love.
saving.
I do love playing a lot of stuff on the Evercade.
I'm
just
like,
for
So it
that.
does
Hey,
more
I
like
should
a
just
save
save
state.
this here.
It's
It
save
does a
state.
save state.
Yep. What's the one we just the one of the two that just came out with the dog?
The
Diggity
Super
Dog?
Pot. Oh,
The dog one with the space.
I live streamed that.
Yeah.
It's got a
Dog
Commander
Dog
Keen
or
game.
something
Yeah,
like
it's a Commander Keen remake. Really, is what it
Okay.
is. What's the name of that Commander?
But that's, I mean, all these
But
little
yeah, it's
games
a-
on the Evercade are kind of fun, and a lot of them
Any
are
other time I
available
can
on
get
other
it.
things. But that one was like, what is it? That I've spent 10 hours on.
That's a
too.
great game.
So for
That's
me,
a
it's
really
been more
well
just
done
the
game.
platform of the Evercade. I think the portability, and I think that this year's been a lot of portable games instead of sitting in front of the computer. I mean, I have the Asus thing,
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah, you've gone pretty heavy into the portable gaming. You got the Switch, you got the Asus,
Yeah.
you got the Evercade. So
Well, I
you've
mean,
gone
I
pretty
took
heavy
a
into portable gaming.
collection of portable because I think I'm just even when I sit at the couch and I can play Zelda, I haven't done that this year. So I should have like 100 hours into Zelda, but I have not.
I should have 100 hours into Zelda too, but I don't know. It ramped up really quick, like it was easy. Oh, now you can't go anywhere. Wait, what? It was just too quick for me.
You are
It needed
farted
a
on
little-
you. Now you're dead.
It needs a little. It needs
And
a little
you're
more.
working on the first one, right?
Yeah,
Breath of
I'm
the-
working
or,
on Breath
But
of
I
the-
like the first one a lot. The second one I got about an hour into, and I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
I-
working on the first
It's
one.
a good idea. I'm not gonna. I think it's probably a great game. I just think I don't have the time to dedicate to.
It's like once
the
you have the
second one.
crafting in, I'm not a very crafting person. So.
I'm okay with it, but you kind of get sick of it being in every game,
Yeah.
shoehorned into everything.
Shoehorned in is more to the point, too.
Yeah, sometimes I just want to kill some shit.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Diablo. I mean,
All
it's
right.
not a great game,
Yeah.
but it
So
does
mine-
the job.
Yeah, mine would be Evercade with Full Void and the other.
That's, full void. I'm gonna have to
Platform
bust it
type
open.
You haven't even, you
I'm
got
not
it.
even-
You haven't even opened it
But
yet.
I played the heck out of Flashback and Out of This World because I just like that style of game. You know, the ones that just really piss you off at sometimes because like if you do one little thing wrong, you don't make it past the screen. Like in your mind, you know exactly what you got to do.
I
If you
hate that.
misstep something, that
Wait, so, like misstep, like you were supposed to pick up this hammer
And
in
you
this
forgot
other
to?
room and you forgot to, so now you need to start the whole game over because
not
you.
the whole game.
Oh.
No, just like each
'Cause
each
that
little level might be a few
sucks.
screens and once you make it past all the screens.
For those of you who are 30 right now, that's what 50 is gonna be like, right there. That is.
You forget to do
That's
something.
it.
Forgot to do
I went into
something.
the basement and I forgot the thing that I had to have in the basement. So I'm gonna go back upstairs. I forgot the thing I went to the basement for. I gotta go back down.
Yeah.
Why the hell's that happen?
We'll just say like if you spend too much time at the door and you don't get it open, the guy comes from the other screen, and you get through the door, but he already knows you went through the door. So even though you're running away, he can still probably catch up. That's the kind of style. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. Like you think you did it right, but then yeah, you didn't really.
Darwin was a fucking liar. There's no way we can be built to survive like this.
No, no.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay, so this has been a year for I have played a lot of new games this year. So I'm gonna shout out a couple of honorable mentions. We played some great
I have
games.
an honorable mention too.
Well, we'll throw them in together then. So some honorable mentions are from Gamehole. We played some great games at Gamehole this year. So we do a gaming convention every year. We broadcast live from there. We found a new one called Playing with Fire, which is a card game.
Yep.
Loved it because it was it was an easy pickup, good
Yep.
party game.
Yep. You can go back and you can watch us play it.
Yeah, we did a let's play here on the show. Solid game. Not my choices, but a really good game. Another one was a Conquest Princess, which was just a truly unique idea for a game.
It was unique. I ended up not playing that one, but I saw the description.
You saw us playing it and stuff. Yeah. So
yeah.
Fight in the Box has a new game coming out called. It's not out yet, but Conquest Princess. I actually backed it because it was such a uniquely different game.
how long is that one?
Playtime's probably between 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
So we can do an episode.
Yeah, we can do it as soon as I get my copy. We will do an episode of it. Solid game. Still not my top pick. We played Victoria this year, which is an older game. What, 2015, 2016? And I'd never heard of it before.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That was interesting. That seemed like it. You know, we did that at the LAN party, and it was kind of like it did make a lot of sense at the LAN party in a way because it seemed like a very independent play game.
It can be.
You know, where it's like I'm working on my country, and
Right.
and you're probably working on your country, and maybe we'll fight later. But you know, most of the game is about me and my own country.
Very much so.
You know,
Very much so.
and-
Until you
and-
get to the point where you can do full geopolitics. But
Yeah.
basically, I love the fact, I like the way that game mixed real history
Yeah.
with your gameplay. So you start in a country someplace on the world, in the real world, and you take it from like 1800, someplace in the 1800s to modern day.
Well, I kind of had the stance of like Bluey. I may do this, but I refuse to learn the lesson.
Right, there you go.
Good for
That's
you.
very true. So I thought that game was pretty cool. But then I played another game this year that there are very few games that I just play and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have to have that. So I went out and really bought a copy like the same week I played it. Seven Wonders, if you're not familiar with it, I've got a series of games, but this one is Seven Wonders Architects. It's a card game. How much do you think?
Probably £6, so about $50.
Wow, you hit that right on the money.
He's so good.
You know,
You're
board
so
games
good
are
at this.
essentially
Yeah,
are
by the
essentially
pound.
by
You're
the
buying
pound.
by the
That's
pound.
not the way you're struggling. I was just saying 47.
Yeah, no, that's
47, 35.
that's about right for this one. So, I like this for several reasons. One, the gameplay is exceptionally good. It also plays I think this plays up to like 7 or 8 players. 7 players, up to 7 players, which I always like. Games where you can play a lot of people.
Is that math?
There is the mathematical symbols in it, but not difficult math.
There's very little actual math.
Done, math, damn it.
But
Not very bad.
basically, it's a card game. A little bit of screw your neighbor in it, things
Very
like
little.
that. Very
It
little.
is. It's a parallel play game.
It is a parallel play game. You're trying to complete yours. You can screw your neighbor in it, but generally not
I don't
much.
think Camp 2's gonna get, no.
The
Sorry.
packaging is freaking awesome on this game. Whoever designed their packaging should win.
Yeah,
an
so
award.
it's a deck,
Hey,
and
you wanna-
here's your deck.
You want to throw some
So
out?
you would just
and
sit
not,
there.
and not just your deck.
I'll throw one out there.
Yeah, I'll throw it out
It's
there.
like
See that?
each one has
Right,
their
each
own.
you're building one of the original 7 wonders of the world, and you're working off your own deck.
Right, so you're trying to
7
build
wonders.
this.
I was
which
thinking
is-
Small Wonders.
you're trying to build
TV
roads.
show.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, I
this
saw a
one's
robot.
I don't know, probably the Acropolis or something, and there's a pyramid.
Right. So you're building one of the 7 wonders. Each one has its own pluses and minuses. They're all fairly well. I found the gameplay really well balanced.
Well, yeah, it was the game I played.
Gamma
The
down a little
person
bit,
basically
so it
won in the
better.
final round.
Right. Exactly.
And if she hadn't hit that, it was coming close to an end. Someone was going to end pretty quick, and but she grabbed a couple things right at the end, and then ended up winning. It's a points base. You so you don't even have to complete this to win, right? You could be like
if you have enough points,
if you got enough points, it doesn't really matter. You just have points, right?
So each one of these is a player's.
as a
set?
player, right?
Yeah.
So each player gets one of
So
these.
it's like your individual deck,
Right, your own private deck, and then the whatever 7 wonder you're going to be building.
Oh.
So, and you're taking cards from your deck and the one to the left of you, and every player does that from their deck and the one player. There are certain cards that will let you take from anywhere on the table and other things like that. But again, fairly straightforward to learn. Not a lot. You can get it's a low.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute learn.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute learn.
Oh.
If you got somebody who plays it,
Yeah.
and with you can be able
It
to
looks
play
complicated. You start looking at all this, and you're like, oh.
But the
man.
cards explain what
I
you
don't
can
know if I
do
need
with them
for
pretty
this.
well.
Mhm.
The rules are straightforward, well written. I mean, the game just is a good playing
That's a
game.
big deal. Right in the directions.
Thank you. The instructions are very clear in here.
Well, yeah, I think it's either a 1-pager or a 2-pager as far as the base
nice.
instructions.
Yeah, the basic instructions I think are 2 pages.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, all right. From there, you get added information from the cards themselves, And most of the rest of the game is about your own strategy. Like, what's going to get me the most amount of points?
Right.
Maybe it's not screwing my neighbor. It's
just
really
getting my
Yeah.
my 7 Wonder done.
Well,
my construction done.
Maybe I can watch. Oh, this particular person is building this. I need to take that from them so it prevents them from building, and then they won't get as many points.
Yeah,
So
really solid game.
there's a lot of strategy to that.
Great gameplay. I don't know what year this came out, actually. I think it's been out for a while. But I was just introduced to it this year, and I have to say, like I said, went out and bought a copy right away.
Let's give them an A for some packaging right there.
Isn't it? I mean,
that is a
holy crap.
well done.
Yeah, everything about this game is well thought out. And you know how much I appreciate good game mechanics. The mechanics.
So this comes out, the trait.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate good packaging. You see.
That's part. In this case,
Pieces. What are the pieces?
In this case, it's part of the game mechanics. So basically, you start with it under construction, and as you complete parts, you flip them over.
Okay.
Right.
And drawing the right kind of cards.
Is that like you have 4 points or something?
Right, you
Yeah.
get 4 points when you flip that section of your temple over, or your
Right.
construction over. Now this one,
Yeah, you started completely built,
right.
and then you
So if you
flip
look at
as
this
you
one,
success.
go ahead and give me that one.
This one?
The first part you flipped over. So if you look at this one, 2 not equal sign.
There.
So what you have is you need 2 resource cards that aren't the same resource. So like you need 1 brick, 1 papyrus, or 1 brick, 1 I forget what the other resource cards are off the top of my head. But you
Let's
need,
say wheat.
what's that? No, well, whatever. But you need 2 resources, but they can't be the
Stop.
same.
Okay.
And then like the next piece up, or this may not be the next piece up, but this piece, you need 3 that aren't the same. And then there'll be ones where you have to have the same resources.
Oh, 3 equals.
Right, you have just 3 of the same resource to flip
Yeah,
that part
the
over.
math is the only math you really need to know
Is it the same
is
or
the
different?
symbols.
Right.
Yeah. Equal or not equal.
But the game plays exceptionally
All right,
well.
that's fair enough.
It's like
I don't know how you can
said,
handle it.
this is another easy one to get people to sit down and play, which we always like. Again, you can play a large group. And the reason we picked this game is we had a large group that wanted to play a board game, and a lot of board games max out 5 players. 4 or 5 players, 4 or 5 players. This one
Otherwise,
plays,
you're just playing King of Tokyo, for a
right,
large-
again and again, because you need a larger group. This one plays up to 7, which is really handy if you're
Yeah.
having a game night or a party. So, everything about this game is just a solid win. 7 Wonders Architects, I would say that is probably my new good find for this year.
It's a good one.
Again, not that,
Nice.
Princess, one more time.
Conquest Princess.
Conquest Princess wasn't fucking amazing. Playing with Fire wasn't fucking amazing. And again, Victoria, great game if you want to try a geopolitical resource building kind of game.
I'll
So-
go back to that one.
so-
do you think in your mind whether you can be really good or really bad?
Oh, you can, and you can
So
pick
a
like,
little bit of that table thing.
do I
can
want
be really evil?
right?
Or I can
Do I want to be a dictatorship? You can take America and make it a dictatorship.
Oh, great.
You can.
Yeah.
Part
Well,
of
we'll
the
work
thing
on
is
that.
you have to determine whether you want to end slavery or you can make decisions about. But it'll tie them nicely into American
I
history
started
anyways.
with a province of Canada, and it was so kind of boring because it was like, yeah, this is everything I would want to do, and it's already there. Oh.
But you
thanks,
got to
Canada.
change this, don't you?
Yeah. Well, it's like, oh,
Or you
no,
want a ball.
yeah, I was like, oh. Yeah,
But you do. The nice thing about that, Victoria, is you take real life history and real life places, and you can kind of tweak history and see how it would have turned out differently. It's actually a resource game.
So-
it's resource management.
You have a board game, so my honorable mention for
Yes.
the year is I've been playing Frosthaven with a group, and so it's kind of like a hybrid of a board game with tabletop. So I mean, you don't.
Holy shit!
You're not as
Oh, sorry.
free world. You're not
That's
as.
not-
Woo!
What?
Wow, that game's not cheap.
Oh, it's 37 pounds.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Yeah, all right.
wow. Okay.
So it's 150.
I bought 200.
Yeah.
But you probably
Wait,
you can probably
wait,
find
150.
150.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. Yes. It's 37
Oh,
pounds.
the shipping's $50.
But continue.
Yeah, I think originally it came out as 300.
All right.
So, it's, right on the mark. Board games, I brother pound. I can't explain it. But it's obviously a very involved game. There's a lot there, but it's you don't have to have a game master,
Which is
so
nice.
You're playing against the board,
Right.
so that's good. So everybody's a player, and you're doing a storyline. So it's kind of like you're doing
Some campaigns,
modules,
right.
campaigns, and stuff. And it's such a there's so many like it is sticker man. It's like they mixed color forms with it. So so as you open things up, you have this big giant map, and then you'll open something up, and then you'll get the sticker, and then you'll put the sticker on the big giant map, right? And even in the rule book, there's like these empty places, and when you've opened up that particular section of the rules, you'll get a new sticker to put in your rule book so that you can use that now. It's such a weird, it's kind of a one-time use in a way. I think they have made it so that I think they say that they're removable stickers. I don't know that you'd ever would, it's like, I don't know. But it's an interesting. Now it is one of these games that's kind of limited. It's 4 players, right?
Right.
So, but it is designed to be sort of drop in, drop out. So if someone can't make it this week or whatever, then you can play. Let's say we have a group of 4, and one person can't make it. You can just run the rest of the next campaign with 3 people, and then it just takes a couple monsters off or whatever. To make it so that it's possible. The characters are. This is where it's like more of a board game than like role playing, because the characters are fixed, right? They have a backstory there, and they're kind of fixed. So, but it's kind of like role playing feel in that it's story driven, and it's not just hack and slash and stuff. Like last night we did. The campaign was we were going up a mountain, and an avalanche fell on us. It's the biggest, and we needed to just get out.
Right.
That was
it.
our
That was just
campaign.
get out.
Just campaign. Yeah, it was just to get out. So that was our campaign effort. It's pretty. So if you play Gloomhaven,
So it's in line with what's going on right now in Wisconsin.
yeah,
just get out.
Yeah, Frost.
Just get out.
Frosthaven felt a little more real last night. I not gonna lie. And but so this is the sequel to Gloomhaven.
Right.
And one of the elements they added that I really like is that we're kind of building the town together, which the other one was sort of building your character for yourself.
Right.
I was building myself.
Right. You were just doing character building.
Yeah, and I like this town. So it kind of changes that dynamics of collecting loot. So when you collect loot, you tend to I'm just going to contribute this to the town anyways. So and so if you collected 20 loot and I collected 1, I don't really care because
Right. It's all going to the town anyway.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little. So it feels more party-esque. Like we're more part of it, as opposed to 4 people who walked in a room and half know each other.
Right.
All
right.
So that's kind of my honorable.
That's a good honorable mention.
It's a quality game.
Yeah. All right, Rob, you get to wrap this mess up.
That is such an expensive game, my God. And then you can buy. Forget it. I'm done talking. I should probably be done talking about.
It's an expensive game, but it's.
Just
what
look
I'm
at
saying is
all the premium
actually is
options.
delivering.
Yeah.
It is delivering. It is expensive.
No,
It's for sure.
It's better that it's a campaign-based game, so that makes you feel a little bit better about it, because then you're getting more out of it. It's not just like 2 hours and then done.
You're done, right.
It's
No,
campaigns.
I mean
So-
we probably got 10 hours into it now, and I think we've only scratched the surface.
Yes,
really.
that's fair enough.
So
I don't have a problem with it.
All right, what do you have,
I'm
Rob?
always shocked.
What have you been playing a lot this year? What is
Pac-Man.
your big...
No, I didn't.
I'm okay
play
with that.
Pac-Man this year. RoboCop Rogue City is going to be my favorite
Whoa.
thing I played.
That's at the end of the year.
Yeah, right at the end of the
Pretty
year. I don't finish a lot of games. I finished the game and then I went back and I have 1 achievement left to get on this son of a bitch.
I've heard really good
So I'm gonna
things
take
about
it.
that game because
It
most games like that don't tend to be very good.
It feels like
What's the style of
RoboCop.
the game? It's a first
It's
person?
a first-person shooter. It feels like RoboCop. When you're in there, when you're playing the game, the player feels like a robot. You can't jump. You can't do super fast movements. You are a tank walking in there, rotating and killing the F out of people. It does a great job of making you feel
No, wait
pretty
a minute,
powerful.
though. RoboCop was a little more agile than those other big bastards they sent after.
Jesse had 209s. They died. And you get to mow down at 209s a lot.
Wait,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
made more than one?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, there's
I'd buy that
more than
for
one
$1.
Turner. I would buy that for $1.
How many times you walk past TV and hear that?
Buy
I
that for,
buy that
I
for
don't think
$1.
it does say that in there.
Ah.
It feels so much like it. I didn't even notice that there was no. I'd buy that for $1.
Okay.
But that said, gameplay feels a lot like RoboCop. You got kind of the HUD like RoboCop where he's like identifying stuff.
Right.
It just
Targets.
it feels right in that the gameplay is very, very smooth. You've got the Auto 9 and you get to upgrade it. That's kind of a neat thing. You put in little circuit boards and you tweak the circuit boards to make them better and better. So you pick up little pieces from Omnicorp and you can put them in there and it upgrades it. But you got to be careful because some things draw power and make it less powerful. So you got to avoid those. So it's just a basic little maze type of thing where you drop in little pieces, but you try to optimize the gun as best you can. It makes a big difference, and that is the only complaint is they don't really explain that well, so you don't 100% know what you're doing until you've played with it a little bit, and you're like, oh, I'm really effing up this gun by hitting this negative 20%. I'd be better off just not activating this area until I've got a piece that'll go past it. It's really kind of cool. RoboCop himself gets upgrades over time. You gotta be You have a tendency, because you feel pretty powerful in the game, you have a tendency to make mistakes because of that, so you really need to upgrade them. Because there's shit that really matters in there over time. You do actually have like a burst move mode. You can actually just kind of do a dive to the side that's really fast. So you got that, but you feel like a tank. You don't feel like you're super agile or anything. You also get to do great missions like RoboCop gives parking tickets. That's some funny shit right there. Can you imagine? Like, you're going up to your car and you're like, hey, Dad, don't give me that bucket. So you actually do get parking tickets.
You tell the kids to stay in school.
Yeah, you end up working the front desk. With people with hurt feelings, so you do customer support.
What platform is this on?
It's PC. I'm pretty sure it's on all the major platforms at this point.
Steam?
Yeah, Steam.
All right.
It's a Steam game. Yeah. You collect signatures for a get well card around the office, and and you kill lots of people. I mean, this game is a freaking massacre. You are going left to right. It is not a hand holding. I'm going to be very nice to you game. It's going to kill you a lot. You better not. You can't go in there being. You better be used to dying. This isn't a. It takes a little bit from like early 2000 shooters where it's a little bit on the brutal end, but you're definitely going to get through it. I mean, I got through it. And I get one achievement left. It's killing me. And I'll probably get it though, because I just had to switch. Use a mouse and
I
a
don't feel like
keyboard.
that's saying by the way, that you got through it. You play a lot of games.
Yeah, but I suck at a lot of games.
Oh.
I suck at a lot. I'm terrible. It's not I'm awesome at games. It's not easy for me. That's the whole point. I suffer for my art. But anyway, I'd probably recommend mouse and keyboard. I did play it on the Legion Go. I won it on the Legion Go, but I had like an achievement where so they got this whole precinct mapped out, and in the basement there's a shooting range, and one of the achievements is you get like 150 targets shot, or the next one's like 200. And I fought forever to get the 150. I just couldn't do it with the game controller. And then I switched to the mouse and like 260 first try. It's just like, wow. Yeah. Well, got all those achievements done, which is pretty good. It's got a number of achievements. But anyway, there's a lot of hidden stuff in it, too. There's like hidden areas. There's a lot of ammunition. You can pick up other people's guns and use it against them. You can pick up there's a level where there's a motorcycle gang, and you can grab them off the motorcycle. You can grab the motorcycle. You can throw it at the other ones and kill them. It is fabulous. It is everything about it is well thought, and it's obvious that they cared about the game. So highly recommend that one.
All right.
Give me some more RoboCop Rogue City. I want a sequel. I want an expansion. They better give me a sequel, bastards. They never do.
Who did the game? Just
I don't even know. Here, let me check. I was kind of surprised because it wasn't somebody I was expecting. I was expecting a more major company to be doing it.
Maybe some
It's
downloadable
considered
content.
It's considered not a AAA game, but a double A game, I guess.
RoboCop and Very Organized City.
Yeah.
yeah, but
that's
it's
the
got
next
the
one.
price of because the Xbox
It's like-
PS5 has it for $60.
That's
the
insane.
regular
It's like a
price.
$30 game, I think.
Ouch.
Hey, here, let's be. Oh, for God's sake! You know what I hate? Really, Steam. How many kids who were trying to get to this game said they got their birth date and they go, "Oh, that stopped me."
Yeah.
Nacon.
Yeah, Nacon, and it was developed by
Nacon?
Tyon. Okay, so it is $50 on here. You can get the Alex Murphy edition. I got it on sale, by the way, right around Christmas. So I think I paid like $30 for it. And it was worth it. It's so worth it.
All right, so it's reasonably priced.
I don't care. I'd pay $50 for this over buying another damn cookie cutter game any day. So it's actually a first-person shooter that feels different from other first-person shooters. I didn't have to craft a goddamn thing. I guess a gun, kinda, but didn't really have to craft anything.
You just went through this whole thing about putting parts in.
Yeah, it's not really. It's not what I would consider crafting. I'm not
It's more
making
like
a fire.
puzzle
Yeah.
as
more
opposed to a craft.
Yeah, you're tweaking. You did tweak. You tweaked the weapons. But, yeah. No, it's good. I liked it. If I paid, honestly, for $50, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it because I've enjoyed it more than I've enjoyed most $60 games this
All
year.
right, all right.
If it's between that and fucking Diablo. I mean, I like Diablo. I'm not going to pick on it too hard, but it gave me more of a challenge than Diablo has thus far.
I feel like for the same game, I'd rather play same style. I'd rather play Torchlight, but
Yeah. You mean Diablo? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Torchlight's got a little more personality.
All right.
Diablo's not bad, though. It's not bad.
Yeah.
4's not bad. It's not bad.
There are some good games for you guys to look for. I think we kind of covered a little of everything tonight, game-wise. I mean, all the genres, a little bit of everything. So, hey, Rob, we got stuff coming up. I'm going to shout out a few things here that are coming up pretty quick here. Well, not pretty quick, a month away. We'll be at EverCon in about a month.
Wait, what?
Forever.
EverCon. EverCon! Remember, we're going to be at EverCon. So, we'll be doing some live podcasting from up there. Month after that, we'll be at hopefully CypherCon, but definitely at MGC.
Yeah.
Month after that, G2B may be going international. We are
Never let us in.
we are in talks. Yeah, well, that's my only concern.
Larry, they won't let him.
We are in talks about doing a show in Canada, so you
Yeah.
might see Guys Games and Beer up in Canada at Norsec.
And then maybe Japan.
Yeah, that's kind of on the agenda this year too. So,
We're getting a sponsor for that?
oh wait, we got to sponsor that. I'm
No, we're gonna do a convention.
What a good idea.
Yeah, because getting the equipment across the Canadian border is going to be tougher. But so lots of stuff coming up. They're doing a.
Let me search that offer.
We just supplied some machines for a Vampire the Masquerade thing last Thursday, which was evidently a big success. So G2B is also going to be supplying some games for Gateway for a charity event they're doing. So we are kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff right now, and a lot more on the books. I mean, that's just the next 3 months, guys. That's just the next 3 months. So lots coming up. So we'll keep you informed as we get closer. But if you're going to be at EverCon, make sure to stop in and say hi to us. If you got something gaming wise,
Date for EverCon.
you're on the event. You already said yes. You're going.
You can't say the date.
No, let me see if I have the date here. Hold on, I got the date.
March 1 through 3.
Thank you.
March 1st.
Yeah, first.
Dude, I
Yeah.
looked it up already.
All right. So yeah, so we'll be up at EverCon. This is our first time there after all these years. EverCon's been going on forever, and we've been trying to
Thus
hook up with
EverCon.
them. Yeah, hence the name EverCon. So we will be up at EverCon doing some live broadcasting from up there, doing some interviews. So if you have something cool to talk about, make sure to stop by, have a beer with us, and talk about what you're doing gaming-wise.
It's at Cedar Creek Mall.
No, I don't think it's Cedar Creek Mall.
Why does it say Cedar Creek Mall?
I don't know.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it does say Central Wisconsin
thought you were
Convention
suddenly
and Expo
talking
Center,
about
so
an
we're
email.
fine.
That sounds
Which is
better.
fine.
Yeah. All right, Rob, take us out of this mess.
Maybe
We've
it's
been
in a
go-
mall.
We've
Maybe
been
it's
going
in the
for
middle of a mall.
I'm okay with that, Rob.
There's something useful for a mall.
We've never done a mall show before. I would love to do a mall show sometime.
Let's do Regency.
There you go. I'll get that. I'll start setting that up right away.
You know what? That's probably the only event we could go to and double the amount of people that are there. So sorry, guys. So
All right.
sorry. All right. All right. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Don't forget we're here at 6 p.m. CST
June
every
light.
Tuesday except for the last month or so.
Well,
6:15.
yeah. Rob went through a whole bunch of stuff. We all had the holidays. I mean, this was a weird December / early.
This is
January.
probably the roughest one we've had in a while. So
Agreed.
It's unusual. This is the longest stretch I think since we went on the air that we weren't on the air.
Yeah, things just.
Pretty long stretch.
As you notice, we're even missing a few people.
Have no
because
fear,
of
we don't
COVID.
have give up. We'll keep going.
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna keep going. All right, later
that
all.
truck I had in high school.
Yeah,
just
Yeah, but it's-
wish
We'll
it
just
would
prop
go.
you up in the corner.
Please would die. All right, bye.
Bye.
We'll leave it www.facebook.com/guysgamesandbeer, www.youtube. It's been a while. YouTube.com/guysgamesandbeer.